Hi, I'm Dr. Hisham, and I'm here today to introduce you to my new PBMLite PhotoBioModulation light bulb for home use. So that's what the box looks like, that's what the bulb looks like, and I'll explain to you a little bit about why it's better than all other home use ones and why I actually designed it. It's designed this way. So first of all, an acknowledgement. Photobiomodulation, red and near-infrared light therapy, the science is 40 years plus and more is coming all the time. So it's not a new invention, it's not unique to anybody, it's not patentable anyway. The question is how to do it best, as in the best dose, the best safe dose, the best repeatable methodology, and make sure that it doesn't get hot, for example, as I'll show you in a second with some of these other devices, so that you can actually come close, stay close, because it's how much light you absorb that really makes a difference. So having said that, the best device, without a shadow of a doubt, is the Novothor. That is unchallengeable. That's why we have one here. The first one here, obviously, for a reason, because it is full photobiomodulation, full body from head to toe. Obviously, you don't have your clothes on, just your lower underwear. When you're lying in there, just a quick, for those who don't know what it looks like, it's that. So the light is above you, beneath you, in a very concentrated, full body, coherent, so all your body cells are raising their energetic vibration at the same time, all the mitochondria absorbing the same amount of light at the same time. Nothing beats that. That goes without saying. However, I totally understand and know and acknowledge from experience. You know, I'm 20 years in this, not business, in this profession basically, of intentionally learning and studying and making my own self the expert on lasers, light, photobiomodulation, everything else. So I've tried and I've tested, and I own so many lasers, class 4 medical lasers, cutting lasers, photobiomodulators, little gadgets and toys and things that I just want to know. Do they work? Do they not work? It's not about the science of the light. It's the devices that apply them. So having studied all these things and tested all these things, I know for a fact, and owning the Novothor for 2 years now and becoming an ambassador for them as well, I know for a fact that not everybody has access to a Novothor. Simple. Whether it's not in your city, not in your town, you don't have the $140,000 to have one at home, like Tony Robbins and Tom Cruise have many of them, and many other individuals have it at home. I don't have one at home. So whether you don't have access to one, it's not near you, or even if you have access to one near you, you must have something to do photobiomodulation with repeatedly at home, safely, easily, cheaply enough, yet well enough to be done repeatedly and predictably. And this is why I went out of my way testing panels, lights, everything else over many years now actually, until I came up with this design. This is my own design. I designed the bulb. Of course, I don't make it myself, but I designed the bulb intentionally what I want in it. So it's got 24 LEDs, 12 of them are near infrared, 850 nanometer near infrared light, and 12 of them are red. I'll show you in a second when it's on how it looks like. It's got a metal casing out here, aluminum metal casing, and a fan to keep it cool. Because if you go too far from any of these lights, like some of these cheap lights that I've purchased before I designed my own, these you can get them actually for a very similar price to, this one cost me $190 on Amazon, and there's many websites that sell similar ones to these. Plastic casing, not metal casing, plastic all the way, no fan, a lot fewer LEDs, 12 LEDs versus 24 LEDs, and quite widespread, which means the light defocuses quickly. And then when you put your hand on it or you bring it too close, it gets too hot. They will all get hot, they'll all produce heat. That's why you need the fan, you need the metal casing to dissipate the heat, and also you need to focus the light, not dissipate it too much. And the angles of these lights, the covers, basically the lens, it's not a real lens, but anyway, the cover should act as a lens. Instead of letting the light defocus, we have this is not a laser, this is an LED. We have the lasers somewhere else, that's a whole different story, but you can't have those at home anyway. They're not safe for eye use, and you've got to be a professional to know what you're doing. The little covers here have a 25-degree angle versus a 60-degree angle, which means the light comes out more focused, and then of course, anyway, it becomes defocused after that. So it's all coming into a certain area rather than just spread out. When it's too spread out, light, when it spreads out, and it always does, it weakens, it attenuates, and very, very quickly, like 1 centimeter versus 2 versus 3 is a huge amount of attenuation of the light. You need to be close to it, as we are in the Novoto, for example. You need to be close to it without this overheating, so you can stay there for 10, 15, 20 minutes. And also, you need the light coming out of here to be as focused and coherent as possible, so that it comes out to one area rather than just spread out. Looks cool, looks red anyway, as you can see from my light here, the Dr. Hisham's PBMLite versus this other brand, and really there's many of these out there. This one is quite focused, as you can see there. This one is much more defocused, spreads out. And of course you can see the red lights, but you can't see the infrared. So the LEDs that look like they're off here are actually infrared, same as here. More focused, much more defocused, and much weaker, much attenuated. You can see actually there's spaces in between where there is no light at all. I don't know if it's clear on the camera, but you can check that later, and the design of it itself. Now, why did I go with a bulb versus panels? And I own and I've tested many panels all over the world. Panels like these, which also do the same. So the light is the same. Near infrared, red, that's cool, no problem there. Like I said, the science is all the same. While it does have a fan, it's very big, very bulky, very heavy. They can get quite expensive as well, and it does get hot. So how do you lie on this? Because we're talking about home use. We're not talking about the Novothor here. We're talking about home use, and everybody should have this at home, something like that at home. How do you hold it? Where do you place it? How do you lie down on it? You can't position it anywhere properly except standing up, or you can buy multiple of these. There's many companies that do that. They sell you multiple of them. You can put them on a wall. Now, it's a great idea. However, to stand in front of a wall for 10, 15 minutes, and anything below that, you're not doing anything, repeatedly, remember, the most important part here is repeatability. If this therapy, this method of enhancing human physiology is not repeatable, it doesn't work. You can't just do it once and like, oh, I'm cool, done for a year. It doesn't work that way. So you're going to stand in front of a wall of panels like this for 15 minutes, one side, then another 15 minutes, the other side, to get your whole body. How often will you do that? It's tiring, it's exhausting, it's boring, which means you won't do it enough. You come too close, they get too hot, you go too far, light dissipates. And then there's the expense as well. So that was my issue with the panels. Nothing wrong with the lights themselves, it's the whole device. And like I said, how easy it is to use, how cheap it is to use, and how predictable. Many other devices are too small. This is like, I think it was $1,500 or something like that. And all it is one little infrared LED here and a couple of red LEDs that go into the nose. Again, the science is good about the light, but really the device for $1,500 with a control unit, just too, like what, just the pineal gland. I will talk about the pineal gland later. It's not a bad thing. It's a very good thing, very important thing, but that's all you're doing there, really, for $1,500 compared to $250. Not really. Then you have these little cheap face masks, which there's many of them. Some are bigger, some are smaller. You have these lamps that beauty therapists use. The science is the same, like I said. The application is what matters here, and predictability and repeatability. That's really what matters the most. So with my light, as you can see here, you can screw it into any, this is one of them there, you can screw it into any E27 lamp. So any standard lamp that you have at home, it could be pretty, it could be cheap, 15 bucks, 20 bucks, 100 bucks, I don't care. Doesn't matter really, any lamp that you have at home, or any cheapo lamp holder as well, you can use these. And it's 50 watts, well 48 watts to be more precise, so 48 watt bulb, which means you can even build a whole wall really out of this if you want. You can have an electrician build up a wall for you with all these little sockets and multiple of these, and you will have that wall that you can stand in front of. The point is, I want you to do it every day if you can, or at least every 2 days at home. That's why instead of buying just one, which you can buy on our website, of course, you can buy just one, save yourself the money when you buy two, because You will get obviously a lot more light coverage of your body, but will give you this light holder, which is not my design or my manufacturing, basically. This is just a beautiful light holder that makes it easy to hold the light like this. So if you're going to do 10 minutes or 15 minutes in one area, why don't you do double the amount of light? That's all I'm saying. Use the time effectively rather than just one little spot. So this turns on. You can turn one or both on. You can rotate them. You can put it on a tripod, just any cheap old tripod. So you can hold it somewhere while you're working, for example. I have one next to my stand-up desk at home. So while I'm working, this is on a tripod there. You can put this on the couch while you're sitting and watching TV or doing your emails. You can put it in bed. You can put it next to a sore knee. We'll talk about uses and functions, benefits in other videos, but just generally, very basic stuff here. Who will benefit from repeated red and near infrared photobiomodulation therapy? The answer is everyone. Actually, every living creature, let's put it this way, every human, every animal, and even plants. But let's stick with humans and animals. If you have an injury, obviously, you have pain, you have sore chronic pain from arthritis, from bad knees, from whatever, basically. Sciatic pain like I had before, that's obvious. So people with active inflammation, either from a recent injury or chronic inflammation, that's the primary target. You will feel the pain start to dissipate. You'll feel the blood flow. You'll feel your movement getting better. 10, 15 minutes into the session, you'll feel, this is changing. That's very obvious. Now, beyond injuries and chronic pain and chronic inflammation, who benefits, like I said? Everybody, all the time. Because you see, we're either constantly degenerating, basically stagnating the flow, the biophotonic flow, therefore degenerating, or we're activating our bioenergetic biophotonic flow and therefore regenerating. That's a choice. The default is attack, stress, viruses, bacteria, toxins, whatever, just dead cells, dying cells. The default is slow stagnation, progressive degeneration. We can actively, though, regenerate. So choose to regenerate all the time. And the key word is all the time, so that your skin looks better, your collagen looks better, your brain gets smarter, your pineal gland, when that activates, your whole energetic flow gets better. Your muscle flowability, your tendons, your general flow of your whole body, your microbiome in your guts gets better. Literally, everything gets better. You become smarter, you become more flowing, you can release stem cells from your sternum and your tibia by shining it here. Like I said, I'll talk about this in other videos more specifically and give you examples. But if you just think, I don't have an injury, I don't have an active pain right now, that makes it obvious where to put it, obviously. Where do I apply this light every day for improved overall wellness, intelligence, activity by activation? The answer is, think about your chakras. Where are the chakras? Perineum, solar plexus, sternum, thyroid, and the whole neck region, basically. And of course, the head, the middle of the head, pineal gland, the sinuses. Well, you can do the top of the head as well, but especially if you have a lot of hair, unlike me, the light might not go through the hair very well. So focus on this area here, focus on that area there, focus on lower perineum, which you can do at home, obviously privately in your own privacy. So these are the light-sensitive areas that affect everything else. So if you just do that, 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there, change the position of that every day, you will feel better and become more resistant and resilient. You become more resilient as in stronger, and not just stronger against something, but stronger in your own well-being, but also more resistant to attack by viruses, bacteria, toxins, stress, and all of the above. So become more resistant, become more resilient, regenerate instead of degenerate, do it intentionally, use photobiomodulation every single day if you can. And may the light be with you. Until I see you next time, always aim to look better, feel better, and be better. Thank you.